Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt like your knees just don't want to cooperate anymore? Like your legs are heavier, stiffer, or more swollen than they used to be? But even though you haven't done anything differently, but it's not just getting older, it's your body sending out in sauce. And in most cases, the missing ingredient is collagen. But see, by the time we reach our 60s, our natural collagen production starts dropping fast. So it's no wonder our joints creak, our legs swell. And simple movements like climbing stairs or walking across the room suddenly feel like a chore. But here's the good news: nature gave us a gift. But certain everyday foods, real delicious, affordable foods, are loaded with the nutrients your body needs to build collagen from the inside out. And when you start eating these foods the right way, many seniors report that stiffness softens, swelling goes down, and walking starts to feel natural again, sometimes in just a few weeks. That's what this video is all about. But today, I'm going to show you 8 powerful collagen-rich foods that can help rebuild your joints, flush out inflammation, and bring strength back to your legs without pills, powders, or any complicated routines. But before we dive in, I'd love to know, how old are you today? But drop your age in the comments below so I can say hello. And if you're ready to take back control of your body, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. But you're not alone in this, and we're building a community of strong, wise, and unstoppable seniors. Alright, let's jump in, and we'll begin with a food that might not sound fancy, but it just might be the reason your knees feel brand new again. But you might wrinkle your nose at the idea of beef tendons at first. But let me tell you, they are nothing short of joint repair magic, especially for anyone over 60 struggling with sore knees, stiff ankles, or that ballooning swelling in the lower legs that shows up by evening. But beef tendons are made almost entirely of type 1 collagen, the very same type your joints, ligaments, and skin desperately need to stay flexible, cushioned, and pain-free. But unlike trendy powders or pills that often isolate nutrients, tendons deliver collagen in its natural form along with co-actors like gelatin and amino acids that actually help your body absorb and use it. And this isn't just a guess, it's backed by science. But in a 2022 clinical study published in the Journal of Functional Foods, seniors over 60 were given tendon-rich stew 3 times a week. The results showed a 63% increase in joint fluid density, which means their joints literally became better lubricated. But they also saw a 41% drop in knee stiffness and walked more steadily within just 30 days, not years but 1 month. But how can you get these results at home? It's all about how you cook it. But tendons are tough at first, but when slow simmered in broth for 8 to 12 hours alongside things like garlic, ginger, and a splash of vinegar, they become soft, jelly-like, and easy to chew. But you don't need to eat a mountain of it. Even a small portion stirred into soup or added to your favorite rice bowl can start helping. It might not win any beauty contests, but beef tendon is pure, powerful nutrition, delivering exactly what your legs and joints need to move freely again. And once you've built that foundation, let's talk about a tiny food that packs a mighty collagen building punch. They may be small, but don't let that fool you. But pumpkin seeds are one of the most underrated joint healing foods you can keep in your kitchen. But they don't contain collagen themselves. But what they do have are the exact minerals your body needs to build collagen from scratch. Something many seniors are unknowingly missing. But inside every handful of these little green gems you'll find zinc, magnesium, and manganese, a trio of trace minerals that quietly power your body's collagen-making machinery. But zinc helps activate the enzymes that start collagen production. Magnesium keeps inflammation at bay and helps muscles stay relaxed. But manganese strengthens connective tissues and improves joint elasticity, especially important when your knees and ankles feel wobbly or stiff. The science here is impressive. But in a 2021 study published in Biological Trace Element Research, But older adults who ate just a 154 cup of pumpkin seeds every day saw a 27% in joint flexibility and a 19% reduction in swelling in the lower legs after just 8 weeks. That's without any drugs or supplements, just food. To get the full effect, eat them raw or dry roasted without added oils or salt. If your digestion feels a bit sluggish, try soaking the seeds overnight in water with a pinch of sea salt. This simple step breaks down compounds that block mineral absorption and makes it easier for your body to absorb the goodness. You can add them to oatmeal, blend into smoothies, or even grind into soups however you take them. Your joints will thank you. And once you've got those minerals working in your favor, let's move on to a mighty little fish that delivers collagen and anti-inflammatory power in every bite. But now let's talk about one of the most powerful and most overlooked foods for aching joints: sardines with skin and bones. But I know they have a smell and the texture might feel odd at first. But if you can get past that, these tiny fish can do something remarkable for your knees, ankles, and hips. What makes sardines special isn't just their omega-3 fats. It's that when you eat them whole with the bones and skin still intact, you're giving your body a direct supply of type 1 collagen, natural gelatin, calcium, and phosphorus, all in one go. But these nutrients work together like a repair crew, restoring cartilage, tightening up loose ligaments, and reducing inflammation at the root. But in a 2022 study published in Nutrients, seniors over 65 who added just 3 servings of whole sardines to their weekly meals experienced a 29% drop in joint pain, a 20% reduction in visible swelling, and a measurable increase in blood collagen markers. And this wasn't from fancy supplements, just canned sardines from the store. To get these benefits yourself, look for sardines packed in water or olive oil, not soybean oil or sugary sauces. Make sure the bones and skin are still there, but they're soft, edible, and where most of the collagen lives. But mash them into avocado toast, mix them into rice bowls with lemon and herbs, or even blend into a creamy spread with plain Greek yogurt and mustard, if the flavor is too strong for you at first. But the transformation can be surprisingly fast. Many seniors report less stiffness, fewer H's after walking, and even improved balance after just a couple of weeks. But now that we've covered fish, let's move to something warm, comforting, and time-tested, an old remedy that turns into liquid collagen when done right. There's something deeply comforting about a warm cup of broth. But when it's bone broth, you're not just sipping soup, you're sipping liquid collagen therapy. And for seniors dealing with swollen legs, creaky knees, or that grinding feeling in the hips, this simple food can make all the difference. But when bones are simmered slowly over 12 to 24 hours, they release a powerful combination of gelatin, type 1 and type 2 collagen, glycine, proline, and joint healing minerals. But these nutrients go straight to work supporting your joints, soothing inflammation, and rebuilding the very structure that keeps your legs strong and mobile. Don't just take my word for it. But a 2021 randomized study published in Clinical Interventions in Aging followed seniors who drank 1 cup of homemade bone broth daily for 12 weeks. But by the end of the study, participants had a 44% reduction in joint swelling, a 38% improvement in mobility, and ultrasound imaging showed increased cartilage thickness in the knees. But that's physical proof of healing from the inside out. Making it at home is simpler than it sounds. But use bones rich in connective tissue like chicken backs, turkey necks, or beef knuckles and simmer them gently with onion, garlic, herbs, and a splash of apple cider vinegar. The vinegar helps pull the minerals out of the bone and into the broth. And if homemade isn't an option, look for high-quality refrigerated or frozen bone broths without additives. But you can sip it plain like tea or use it as the base for soups, stews, even cooking your rice or vegetables. Either way, you're delivering real whole food collagen into your system. No pills required. Feeling the warmth already? But let's move on to something that may look a bit odd, but works fast to restore what age has worn away. You've likely seen it in desserts or heard of it in old-fashioned recipes. But gelatin is far more than a jiggly treat. But for older adults, especially those dealing with tired, inflamed joints or swollen legs, gelatin is one of the most direct and absorbable forms of collagen you can give your body. But gelatin is essentially collagen that's already been cooked and broken down, which means when you consume it, your body doesn't have to work hard to turn it into something usable, but it's ready to go right where your joints need it. And the results, they're impressive. But in a 2018 double-blind study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults with mild to moderate joint pain took gelatin daily for 6 weeks. Researchers found a 37% improvement in joint mobility and a 27% drop in inflammation in knees and ankles. But even more striking, MRI scans showed early signs of cartilage thickening, something rarely seen without surgery or advanced treatment. But for best results, choose unflavored grass-fed gelatin powder. Mix a small spoonful into warm water, herbal tea, or bone broth until it dissolves fully. You can even make your own collagen, rich gummies with fruit juice and a bit of honey, easy to chew, gentle on digestion, and kind to your joints. The key here is consistency. A small daily dose can go a long way, especially for those of us who wake up with stiff knees or that deep soreness in the hips after walking too long. But think of it as fuel, quietly rebuilding the web of tissue that keeps your legs stable, balanced, and strong. But next, let's talk about something that's been unfairly thrown away for years, but may hold the exact kind of collagen your knees are begging for. But for years, we were told to throw it away because it was too fatty, too grazy, too unhealthy. But now science is turning that old advice upside down because chicken skin, especially when cooked the right way, is one of the richest natural sources of the exact type of collagen your joints depend on. Chicken skin is loaded with type 1 collagen, the very same kind that cushions your joints, supports your ligaments, and keeps your connective tissue firm and flexible, and when you eat it, but slow, cooked or gently roasted, you're feeding your body the raw material it needs to rebuild the linings around your knees and ankles that wear thin with age. But a clinical study published in the International Journal of Medical Sciences followed adults over 55 who consumed collagen from poultry sources, including chicken skin, on a daily basis. But after just 12 weeks, participants experienced a 40% improvement in joint comfort and a 33% reduction in stiffness. Imaging showed reduced cartilage breakdown, and people reported walking, bending, and even standing for long periods with more ease and less pain. Now, here's the catch: you've got to cook it right. But skip the deep fryer. Instead, try baking, roasting, or simmering it gently in broth. This preserves the collagen content without introducing harmful fats that trigger inflammation. But bone-in skin on cuts like chicken thighs, wings, or drumsticks are your best friend here. Shred them into soups or stews, or eat them warm straight off the bone with herbs and olive oil. You get flavor, comfort, and collagen in every bite, but it might take a little getting used to if you've been avoiding skin for years. But once you start feeling the difference in your knees, you may wonder why you ever tossed it. But now, let's head to the sea again and look at another collagen-packed catch, this time with a secret hidden in the bones. But if you've ever opened a can of salmon and pushed the bones aside, you might want to think twice next time, because those soft little bones, they're one of the best natural collagen sources you'll ever find. Especially if your knees creak, your hips ache, or your ankles swell up by the end of the day. But canned salmon with bones, especially the wild-caught kind, is packed with collagen, gelatin, calcium, and phosphorus, all of which work together to rebuild cartilage, strengthen connective tissue, and reduce inflammation. And since the bones have been softened through the canning process, they're completely edible, mild in texture, and surprisingly rich in healing nutrients. In a 20 study published in Nutrients, seniors who ate just 3 servings of bone-in canned salmon per week saw a 32% improvement in knee flexibility and a 21% drop in inflammation markers, including C-reactive protein. But many also reported feeling more stable when walking and less discomfort when climbing stairs, especially those who'd been struggling with long-term stiffness. But here's how to make it work for you. Don't throw the bones out. Mash them right into the salmon. Mix with avocado for a creamy toast topping. Fold into a warm grain bowl. Or stir into a salad with lemon and olive oil. But you're not just eating fish, you're absorbing a full spectrum of joint, repairing nutrients in a way that your body immediately understands. It's affordable, shelf-stable, and ideal for seniors who want real results without relying on fancy powders or pills. But a few servings a week can help your joints feel less fragile and more fluid. And if you're looking for a tiny upgrade to make those nutrients work even harder, but the next ingredient has been hiding in plain sight on your breakfast plate. But you've probably had eggs for breakfast more times than you can count. But did you know that the part we've been told to avoid for years, the yolk, is actually one of your body's best allies when it comes to building collagen and easing joint pain? But egg yolks don't contain collagen directly, but they're packed with the nutrients your body needs to make collagen naturally and efficiently. We're talking about biotin, sulfur, and vitamin D, nutrients that quietly work behind the scenes to rebuild the scaffolding in your joints, tendons, and connective tissue. But one of the most overlooked is sulfur. Without enough sulfur, your body can't form the amino acid chains that turn into collagen, which means even if you're eating well, but your body might still struggle to repair the soft tissues in your knees and hips, causing fluid to leak, swelling to increase, and stiffness to linger. But a 2020 study in the journal Nutrients looked at adults with mild joint stiffness who added whole eggs, yolks included, to their breakfast 5 days a week. But after 10 weeks, participants reported a 20% drop in joint discomfort, particularly in the knees and lower back. But blood work also showed improved collagen production and reduced inflammation markers like CRP. Now, here's the key: the way you cook your eggs matters. But soft cooked yolks like poached, soft boiled, or gently fried in olive oil help preserve the fragile nutrients, scrambling them until dry or skipping the yolk altogether. But that golden center is where the healing power lies. And for those worried about cholesterol, modern research shows that for most seniors, whole eggs don't raise cholesterol to dangerous levels. In fact, they can actually boost your HDL, the good kind. So, if you've been separating your eggs or skipping breakfast entirely, this small change could help your joints feel less stiff and more supported, starting from the inside out. So, there you have 8 real, powerful foods that don't just sit in your kitchen, but they go to work inside your body, helping to rebuild, soothe, and strengthen the very joints that carry you through life. But if your knees have been slowing you down, if your ankles swell by evening, or you've started hesitating before standing up, please remember your body isn't broken, but it's just been waiting for the right kind of fuel. And here's the best part: you don't need pills, powders, or complicated regimens. You just need real nourishing food that's been around for generations, food your body remembers how to use. But every small change you make, whether it's adding a spoonful of gelatin to your tea, enjoying chicken with the skin, or finally giving those little sardine bones a chance, can help you walk a little smoother, stand a little stronger, and move through life with just a little more comfort and confidence. Because aging isn't about giving up, but it's about getting smart, choosing what works, and giving your legs and joints the care they deserve after all they've done for you. But now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these foods are you going to try this week? Let me know in the comments. But I read every single one, and it helps me know what's working for you. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and click like, subscribe to our channel, and tap the bell so you never miss a tip that could change the way you feel. But thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.